Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. It's the beginning of a new week, and we are starting non-English vocals week. We're going to be looking at 5 songs. All of them have vocals, but are not in English. So instrumentals will not show up this week, even though they technically don't have vocals in English. So, yeah, technicality though, they're not showing up. Today we're going to be looking at Sigur Rós. The song is Svefn-g-englar. Skanglar. I don't know. I probably butchered that terribly. I apologize. It's probably going to be a recurring theme this week with these non-English bands probably having non-English song titles, which makes sense. So yeah, let's get into this. See what they got in store. Gorgeous opening, very floaty, ethereal, existing outside of this plane of existence. Kind of some thoughts that I'm getting from this. Distorted guitar line kind of fit in with the other plane. Kind of makes me feel like some sort of otherworldly god in the midst of the beauty of the rest of the song. It's just this power. Atmospheric. I really love the driving snare on beat 3. It gives the song a lot of direction and that mid-phrase, mid-pattern kind of lift. really love the mix on those bells. Every note is hand-touched as far as panning location and volume.
It's you. It's you.
Interesting to keep that portion short. Definitely a journey style of song. Definitely about the journey more than the destination. Interesting. Uh, so I'm gonna wager that that goes into the next track, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I got no problem with being wrong. Everybody's wrong time to time. Um, but it is interesting that that very specifically reminds me of um, listening to a child's heartbeat with a heartbeat monitor while they're still in the womb. Even that warble, that fuzziness that goes on before you really hear the boom 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 boom. Um, all of it reminds me of that. So that's what that last minute reminds me of, and sort of some of my ideas there. But um, yeah, this is I mean, the song's gorgeous, right? It's repetitive extremely. It is on the channel World Has Post Rock. They we, we've had to use this channel a few times for some of the post rock stuff we've listened to that just don't have um, record label based channels for them to put their music on. So I kind of knew coming in that we were going to have something that was fairly repetitive and more about the drone than about writing nuanced, evolving melody lines. Not to say that post rock doesn't have nuance, it certainly can, but really looking at non evolving droning sounds or non evolving melodic aspects. And of course, we got that here. Um, Really, you've heard the entirety of the song within the first 4 or 5 minutes, maybe. And the last half is more or less a rehash of what we've heard. We return to it, we lengthen things out, and we just get more of what we've heard. And that's post rock. I can't detract any points for that, even if it is still not one of my favorite ways to structure a song. I do appreciate it and understand its strengths. It is just not something I enjoy on a casual listen. Just I need a little bit more movement. But we're not necessarily talking about what I enjoy. Let's get into some of the cool stuff going on here. I mentioned at the beginning we have these very wide synthy sounds. I'm not sure what any of the instrumentation was at the beginning. The entire song sounds electronic to me, but I mean, instruments are getting weird these days. Although I see this was in 1999, but still, there's even in '99 we could still do a lot with actual instruments and changing the way that they sound. So, for all I know, this could all be played actually by humans with real instruments rather than, say, a sample pad or something. But everything sounds electronic to me. Um, and it is this strong idea of ethereal lightness, like being a feather floating above the plane of existence that we are on and experiencing, well, not experiencing, looking upon our idea of reality through a higher level. Um, Even moving, I mean, digging harder into that idea, we have that really warbly, crunchy guitar tone at the beginning that I don't think ever came back. At least I think it was a guitar. And I mentioned that it felt like an otherworldly god, a higher being, drifting through space next to us, and it was there passing by, us experiencing this dimensional creature that we could not, with our understanding of reality, um, passing by as we viewed the reality we're in. I mean, I hope that comes across fine. It is, or comes across understandably. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. I'm, I'm trying to explain the idea of a concept that we shouldn't, as mere mortals of our plane, understand. It's really difficult to put that into words. It would be like a fifth dimensional creature and us existing on the fifth dimension, looking in on the third. Um, that's kind of where my brain went, right? But as soon as that warbly guitar guy leaves, we got these beautiful vocals coming in. And yeah, it's just this peace washing over me. I guess it's probably the best way to phrase that. It's just gorgeous, beautiful, relaxing, and the whole song is like that. One of the things that really stood out to me, I brought it up during the song, is those bells. Something really interesting about them I didn't notice until the vocals got pulled back. I think another instrument got pulled back, and the bells sort of had a bit of prominence. Is that each hit of the bell is individually panned and individually uh, engineered. The attacks are all different. The intensity is different. The volumes are different. Um, and it feels like a xylophone that's bouncing around in space. It's kind of a wild idea, but I really love it. When you listen to most music, unless they're going for a really cool panning effect, usually your panning is stationary. You might have a center pan, you might have a left pan, you might have a right pan, but they stay there. It sounds like the instruments are around you, not like people are running around you while playing them. Um, I can't even imagine trying to push a marimba or a xylophone or a glockenspiel or something more. Well, actually, a glockenspiel might be small enough that you could like strap it over your shoulders or something and hold it like quads. Um, but yeah, like a huge marimba or something, just like it's on wheels. You can push it, but like trying to push this thing while I don't know. It's a funny thought I just had. um, but yeah, so yeah, it's this idea of like a teleporting xylophone player, and you hear the bell here, then over there, then all the way back there, and the volumes are all different, and it's almost like it's moving through time and space. Sometimes it feels like you're getting the end. You didn't really get a strong attack on the note, so it feels like you came into the note in the middle of it, and you're hearing the tapering off as the reverberation of the block is ending. Um, it's just really wild. And I started to hone in on other instruments, and they're all kind of doing something similar, where there is very specific, minute engineering going on with everything. There's just, this is one of those songs you got to praise the engineer on because the music is good. I'm not putting down the music at all, but like I mentioned, there's really only two parts here. You write those, you loop them a couple of times, you got your song. And those parts got to be strong. I'm not putting it down. You cannot just write a simple phrase and loop it for 10 minutes and have people really enjoy it and get involved and engrossed in it. You got to have some really strong writing if you're going to play it for this length and not have any variation on it. But the engineer is what really just extracts the awesomeness in the literal sense of the word, to be in awe from this music and elevates it to the next level. Because that idea of being on another plane of existence in another dimension, however you want to view that, existing outside of what we understand to be reality, um, I think it is expanded upon through the engineering. And it is just really awesome. You can close your, well, at least I closed my eyes and just kind of fell into this other realm of colors and shapes I've never seen before, and beasts that I could not understand visually. Um, and like I said, it's a song about the journey. Uh, Although the destination is something we might touch on in a second. I don't have any strong thoughts about that, and I could be completely off with the heartbeat monitor idea, but maybe we'll see if we can cycle back to that. Um, Now, unfortunately, I don't speak this language, which is just going to be something that goes along this week. I speak a very, very small amount of Spanish. Barely enough to pass by if I were in a Spanish country, and English. So, having non English songs all week, I'm not going to understand the lyrics. But I do wonder what the lyrics are talking about. Um, as I've mentioned before, with songs like these, especially when we get into post rock, um, that have a lot of spotlight on the vocals. The vocals are very prominent in the mix here. The song is repetitive. And usually, when you have a repetitive song, you're wanting to elevate something. Now, post rock also elevates the drone, right? The drone is very important to post rock, just being able to fall into the song and not really pay attention to any specific element and just take it all in as a whole. So, there could be a chance that that is the focus here, is to really spotlight the drone and to allow the listener to just kind of dive into the sound and experience it. However, we've listened to quite a few post rock songs in the past, and I would say that this song has the most prominent vocals in them that I've heard from most post rock songs. So I would wager, especially with how meticulously everything else is engineered, that the vocals are important. And it makes me wonder what they are. Um, because the song seems to be, well, my experience with the song is existing on another level, and it ends with a tapering off into what I perceive to be a heartbeat monitor. And I could have been influenced by the, what is this thing? The album cover here. And of course, there we go. I could be influenced by the album cover here, but it is of a child with wings. It doesn't seem exactly human, possibly. There's definitely some human like ideas here. We have the head, the body, the arms, the hands, the legs. I mean, we got the umbilical cord. It's very humanoid, human like. But there's some small things. It looks like there's 6 toes. There's a lot of fingers, though with the overlapping and the way that it's drawn, it could just look like a lot. And then, of course, humans don't have wings, but this idea of uh, sort of childbirth being this miracle given to us from a higher being, it's definitely reflected in several of our earthly present reality religions, that it's childbirth is a miracle, and to kind of have this idea of being up here above everything and then to be brought down and have the heartbeat. um, I don't know, that's kind of where I'm getting this, but I could be completely wrong, and again, like I said, totally uh, pushed in this direction by the artwork. So that's definitely something to take into consideration when, uh, listening to my analysis here. However, as usual, I enjoy it from an artistic perspective. I like these really long, slow burn, drony things that just repeat the same thing and allow you to kind of sit inside of that pocket. There are definitely times when just, kind of turning off my brain. I don't know if it's the best way to say about it, but maybe just engaging less emphatically than usual. Maybe engaging less emphatically than when I'm critically engaging with music. Good way to put that. Um, just having this on and being able to fall into that is really nice. Even if it's not something I would necessarily pick out to listen to casually, it's not, if I needed something to jam to, this style of music might not be what I pick. But if I'm in a specific mood, nothing else is going to be able to touch that, and this is probably what I would pick up for that. Whew. All right. So those are my thoughts on Sigur Ros's Svefn-g-englar. Again, I apologize. I'm probably destroying that both of those names. Sigur Rós, I'm a little bit more. I feel a little better about, but I could also be wrong on that one. But yeah, the song title, I'm probably way off. Those are my thoughts, though. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed it or not. Maybe it bounced off of you or anything in particular that you would like to highlight that you really enjoyed. Also, if there's any interviews or um, ideas, notions, any sort of solidified evidence that the band or person, I actually don't know if Sigur Rós is like a solo project or a group, I don't know. But if there's any definitive ideas about what this song is coming from the artist, I wouldn't mind learning about those. When you're done commenting, head up to the description box. You can check out a link for Linktree. Everything is in there. You want to check out the Discord, the Patreon, whatever else is in there. There's spreadsheets if you want to see what we've checked out, what we're going to check out. If you want to submit a special select, everything is in there. It's really nice and convenient. When you're done checking out the links, you can head up, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Those are above the description box. I'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. UTC, with the next track for Non-English Vocals Week. And as usual, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I don't think there's any theme I've been apprehensive about. Amazing growls, maybe, but actually at the end of the week, I was kind of digging some of the stuff there. So I usually enjoy, what we've come up. I just love exploring new music, but there's something about non-English vocals which almost guarantees music from countries we don't typically check out that excites me. It's so far out of my wheelhouse. Um, it's not even just genres that are new to me, but with vocals I can understand. Sometimes it's genres that are new to me with vocals I'm not used to, or cultural ideas that get brought in. Like when we checked out Mateo Moreno. Is that who that was? Yeah, Mateo Moreno. And we had like this indie rock stuff with some Spanish influences in there, and that's just really cool. We don't get to check out that kind of music too often. So, yeah, I'm really excited about Non English Vocals Week. All right, well, until next time, remember to be critical, not cynical of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.